Hi folks, welcome back. I went ahead and cleaned everything up on this carving that you see, and let me see if I can find my knife, which is back here. And what I ended up doing was, let me bring it up to show you. I cleaned up everything that was a little bit rough, you know, any of the saw marks from the bandsaw or when they cut the block. You want to get rid of all that. The next thing I did was I did this offline to save some time. Drew this line on, and I use these pencils. I like this Bic pencil number 2. It's just, the eraser is pretty good on this as well. You can actually erase with that. Some of them are pretty tough, but anyway, what you want to do is kind of follow the contour of the hat. I hollowed this out a little bit. You see there's a little bit of a curvature in the brim of the hat. I like to have that all the way around, and then when I go over later and I cut this portion out, and these are the folds in the hat, you can draw those in so it gives you an idea where to put them. I'm going to put 2 folds in the tassel, and then going down to, in fact I kind of forgot to do something here. What you want to do is you want to round this off. Alright, I want to round this off. Alright, just the hard edge off of there, and kind of blend it in. I'm going to have to put the design back in, but you'll see it when I go back to do it. Okay, just take that hard edge off so it looks like it's folded or wrapped around his shoulders a little bit. Alright, you don't want any hard edges. You can leave it on, but I had to redo the back here to make this. I had to go up a little higher here because it was so far off. You know, sometimes I don't see it when I'm quickly doing this on camera or the video a lot of times, and I recommend that for you. You know, stop what you're doing, take a look at it, assess it, and see what needs to come off yet or what you need to redo a little bit. Sometimes when you're in the midst of carving away, you don't take a look at the other side of the carving to see if it's even or not. So I highly recommend that. So what we're doing, we're just kind of round this off a little bit here. Then we're going to get into some of the details, which is not a big deal. So what we did here, now this is all optional. You don't have to do this. You can just round it off as I'm doing here and just paint it the blue and then put the white dots on it, and you'll be done with it just like the very first Santa. But I'm going to do a little more detail on this since it's a little more advanced than the last one because we have a little package. Also what I'm going to do is possibly put a little black button there, and I'm going to carve that out as well. Okay, I should have done that on this one. I looked at that and thought something's missing, so the little black button needs to go here. In fact, I'm just going to put it on. I'm going to put it on with a magic marker later, give you an idea what it looks like, and one down here. Okay, that will just look a little bit better. Alright, just like so. And you can paint it on too. If you don't want to carve it, you can always paint it on. Not a big deal. Alright, so that's what we can do here as well, but I like to see a little button there. I'll see if I have enough room to carve it or not. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to redefine all this a little bit better. I hope you're enjoying these series. I've been on a roll for a little bit, and it happens like that. You know, there's a dry season for a while, and then all of a sudden all these ideas come your way, and you think of different ways of doing things. And every carver goes through that, I believe. You know, we don't have ideas 24/7 all the time. They just kind of come out of the blue, just like that bottle stopper that I have. You know, usually I throw it in a drawer, and then I figured out how to put it on a box that you can display it anytime you want. So it's just a different ideas, you know, and that's the neat thing about doing any kind of craft work. You know, there's always new ideas from other people or things that you think of on your own that can make something a little bit better. So don't hesitate to try new ideas, and you know, and if it doesn't work, you start over. You know, if you're trying something, don't let it discourage you. Just start over. Start over is a new beginning. So you know, don't hesitate to restart something if it doesn't go exactly right. And I know when I hear the word start over, I think, oh, all that work I got to do all over again. Look at it a little differently, saying, well, I learned from that, let me see what I can do with the second piece. There's a different type of hat I'm going to put on these on the next thing I'm going to be doing. I'll be doing the Windy Santa shortly, but right now I thought I'll go with this. Now, what I did with the pattern, we'll put a line here, okay, and let's bring this back a little bit, okay, and then we're going to do a crisscross. Okay, these are a little wider than the ones on the other, but you know what you could do? You can go a little wider first, and if it's too wide, you can always add another line in between. But the smaller you make that little weave look to it, the sharper your tool is going to have to be, because you can chip things out, because now we're going with the grain, right, with what I'm drawing on now. But when we go across, like this portion, it becomes a little hairy if your piece is not, if your tools are not sharp. So if you have any doubt about your carving tools being sharp enough, try on a practice piece first. Do the same design here, go crisscross across the grain and give it a whirl, and if it doesn't work, then or it starts tearing, you know your piece is not sharp enough. Okay? You're just going to have to figure a way of sharpening that tool. Alright, and the same thing here, we're going to put a little weave here as well, just a little one. I think it looked a little nicer. That's what I have on the little crisscrosses. Alright, and these little things that you add to a carving really enhances it. Okay, and I put the little ribbon thing here, and I use my finger to get it perfectly straight with the edge. As you can see, I lean it up against, and I go up and down. Alright, so when we come back, we're going to start into this. Now we have the pattern out. Also, we have the little loop that we're going to have to cut out with our little gouge here for the ribbon. That can go there. Alright, so I think that looks a lot better with the little and that's only done with a pencil. Not bad. You have to be willing to experiment, otherwise you don't ever get new ideas to come to life. Okay, folks, so we'll be back with our next video, and we'll start. And then also you want to put the folds in, in your hat, and then the tassel. So we have everything done. Oh, the mouth. Let's put that on. Now I do it with a little bit of a, okay, now I'm going to straighten that out, but you get the idea. Alright, so we'll be back.